What is going on, YouTubers? This is Matt the StarCraft, and I'm here with a awesome game between Liquid Huck, our blue Protoss up in the left-hand corner, and Jianer, bottom right-hand red Zerg. Now, I actually had this game casted a while ago. Problem is, I tried to find it and it was gone. I had cleared out my external hard drive for a while, so I have to recast it, which is fine. I love this game. It is such a fun game to watch. And we are on Shakurat's Plateau here. So this will be a great game. Hang on one second. Okay, sorry about that. So, what I love about Huck is I watch him stream constantly, and he usually is laddering on the Korean ladder. That's what this is coming from, is the Korean ladder. And Huck is such an amazing micro player. He doesn't have bad macro, but if I had to say, is he better at micro, is he better at macro, I'd say his micro is much better. And as a Protoss, that's typically what you want to do. You want to be a better microer. It's just your units are better suited for that. Blink Stalkers and the like, having a lot of spellcasters like Sentries and High Templar. So the Protoss race is a much more micro-oriented race, while the Zerg is obviously a much more macro-oriented race, where there are a few spellcasters like Queens. They have a couple things they can do, and Festers are the primary spellcasters and whatnot. So it's definitely that's where these are two of the most opposite races you can get. And Terran, I think you could do either or, but both races can do either or as well. So we got a spotting tool pool going down first. We did see Jianer do that extractor trick on 10 to get that 11th drone out before his Overlord popped. A lot of Koreans you'll see do that, so that's not anything exceptionally surprising. On the North American ladders, even the European ladders, you don't see that too much. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. So moving on from that, we're going to go see what he's starting. It looks like he's doing his typical wall off, where you'll see the rally point is set over here, so he can drop his Zealot here, block off that wall. So that's just going to not allow any Zergling run-bys and prepare for an expansion. Another thing I love about Huck is that on the Korean ladder, he's not afraid to, or when he's laddering in general, should I say, he's not afraid to experiment with anything. Experimentation is something he does constantly on the ladder, trying out builds that he thinks are really going to be good, or something he's just not that good at. He practices. That's really what the Grandmasters and Masters use the ladder for, is that practice, is to just try new things. So we're going to see the typical one gate, drop the Cyber Core, and then you'll see the Zealot plug up this hole over here. He does have that queued all the way over there for some reason, but we'll take a look at that to make sure. I also had a few requests to make sure all my health bars were on, so I made sure all the health bars are on. Before I just had them on if I selected it, but sometimes I don't have the right unit selected or whatnot, so that's just a personal preference from you guys. If most of you like it, let me know. If you want me to change it, let me know. I'll take a look at the consensus and move on. We do have an early expansion dropping down here for Jianer. Huck is going to be very aware of that and actually get off with a mouthful of minerals as well, saying, haha, screw you guys, you are 5 minerals less richer now. Bitches, yeah, that's what he said. And he may even go down if those Zerglings can catch up. I'm not even sure if there's a speed differential. I think, yep, and there he goes. So close, and doesn't get to drop those minerals, unfortunately. That would be cool if that was in the game, but that is not in the game at all, and that is depressing. We have a queen, a second queen dropping out right now, but be out just in time for this thing to start. To move his way, meander his way down here. And now what are we going to do? We're going to move his old queen with the energy, and that way, essentially, he can get that over there ASAP, and he'll just be able to spew larva right away with the second queen that popped out. We do have a Stalker and a Zealot jumping out, doing some early scouting, making sure there is no craziness going on. We have a probe going out as well, so maybe he's thinking of trying to 4-gate. If we take a look at his build, this is pre-patched, so 4-gate is an option. It looks like he may be doing 3-gate pressure and 4-gate maybe. If we take a look here at the upgrades, yes, he might be going for the 4-gate here. So let's see how that works out for him. He is just going to scout in, maybe do a little damage to that Overlord. Not really going to do much. Dropping a pylon in the upper right-hand corners for those quick reinforcements. The Stalker moving in, going to clear out the Zergling really quickly and take on that Xel'Naga Watchtower for his own, and then give it up because he really didn't care all that much. He is dropping a few Spine Crawlers here. Is he going to get that Queen early? Looks like he just may, but this Stalker is pinned by Zerglings. He's just going to have to start, and that Stalker is going to go down. A little miss micro there, and he's going to lose that Zealot. The Queen looks like it might get away. Yes, the Queen is going to get away, and these Spine Crawlers are going to get up for the defense, so a little bit of a failed push there, and now he's got units out to deal with it. He's going to quickly kill off that probe, but the probe's already done what it needed to do, dropping that pylon. The question is he going to continue his 3-gate pressure or 4-gate attempt, or is he going to pull back? He is warping this into a 4-gate. The problem is, if you look at the timer, it's a delayed 4-gate. The 4 gates are up. But at this point in the game, a good 4-gate would have been up and running by the 5-minute 30-second mark. I'm not quite sure why that delayed. Maybe he wanted to do a 3-gate pressure. Maybe that's what that was. Maybe he was feigning a 4-gate just to force those units. But he did lose a little much. I'm sorry about that. I missed the production tab there. He did lose a good amount there. And he is expanding now, so he's going to grab his second base, his natural. I love Shakur's Palteau because this is a very safe natural. But the third, you'll see a lot of players when on this map grab their third. Not necessarily here though. I attempt when I play. I grab this one as well, but not necessarily at this third because it is so wide open from 3 different avenues of attack. Or they'll usually grab this one because it is another safe to defend natural. Now, granted, it's a longer walk, but you really just defend against this ramp right here, and it just allows for a much more defensible and more secure third expansion. So we'll see what happens there. Little Zerglings looks like they were running off a couple of Stalkers. Stalkers got away scot-free. That pylon is still going to sit there. I like that. He needs to scout to see that because that pylon is probably going to play a bigger role later on in this game if he decides to put on more pressure. We have a bunch of sentries dropping now, which is smart. When you drop sentries, it means you're saving up for minerals, dropping buildings, teching up probably. Those sentries are heavy on gas. Just to scare off those Zerglings as they're poking up, seeing what kind of units. He is going to see there are sentries, so that usually cues that he's expanded or is planning an expansion, so do not be surprised to see Jianer grab a third now that he saw those sentries. That's more than he needed to see. And we have a bunch of zealots going on, so maybe he's going to move out with a small push. If we look over here, he has a bajillion spine crawlers at his natural, and we have a spire up in the top right-hand corner, a little bit hidden, not extremely hidden, but just a little bit hidden. He would need to, Liquid Huck would need to put on a little bit of more pressure and get past this line to see that, or move in with a hallucinated scout if hallucinate ever gets upgraded. If we take a look at the units, Liquid Huck is behind by 14 drones right now, or 14 workers, which is a little on the rougher side, and he's going to poke in here, see a million spine crawlers, and say, screw that, I'm just going to back up and continue my usual. Now, is he going to move back to his base, or is he going to grab these towers? The Zergling is there. I like that. Zerglings are so great for, as Day 9 calls it, the 4th economy major, which is the map control. He uses that as a resource. The 4th resource is map control. And Zerglings are so cheap for that. Just 15, you get 2, and you can just throw 1 at a Xel'Naga watchtower, and that gives you all the information you want to know. Even if your Zergling drops, you know the enemy's coming, and that is more than enough to pay for like a 25 mineral unit if you're only having 1. I do like this little wall off he's got. I got a pylon here. He's got a forge and another gateway dropping. If we look up at the top, hallucinate is finished, so we'll get a lot of scouting done probably. So I like that a lot. Just having that, I would have, if I were Huck, I would have like just done a quick scouting and killed off that unit because 1 less is one gained. And it looks like he's going to be grabbing his third up here at the northeast natural expansion, which is what I was saying. It's sometimes just safer to grab this expansion. Here he is grabbing it as we speak. We have 10 mutas on the way for Jianer, so it looks like we're going to be going Zergling mutalisks. There we go. Couldn't get that words out of my mouth. Just start, and then we got Hallucinated Phoenix jump dropping in, doing a quick scout, is going to see a lot, not going to be stopped, going to see those mutas, layer tech up, he did catch that, and now he's going to lose it, but there's another one scouting around. Let's see if, does Huck know about that third base? No, he does not. He has no idea. But he does know there are units up there moving their way around. He does know that there are mutas on the way. So what does he do to prepare? Grabs a bunch of stalkers right now to ward them off. So those mutalisks look like they're not going to do much whatsoever. We do have a few cannons on the way as well, probably at the Naturals mineral line. And it looks like, yep, there they are, right in the Naturals mineral line, just to protect those probes from that mutalisk harass. I was going to say mutaling harass, which is not impossible, I guess, but that's not what he's expecting. He's expecting straight up mutalisks, which is exactly what he's got. And we do have a changeling going on right now, moving on in, doing a little scouting. Will he get far? He may get up here. Let's find out. I'm not sure. Usually when you get up to this point, the enemy is able to see and realizes, hey, that's not one of my units, and quickly takes it out. We do have a bunch of mutalisks to jump in here and do a lot of harassment. He's going to see those cannons there. Is he just going to gun for the cannons? Nope. He's going to see a bunch of stalkers and sentries, and so he's going to be able to, he's going to try to pop in, try to take one out, but doesn't get any kills, and then kills off a hallucination, which is no big deal. I think the changeling did get in here. I saw, maybe it died. Maybe is that it right there? I'm not totally sure. Yeah, I think it got out. I think it died, rather. I think it got killed. So we do have the Blink Stalkers dropping down right now. Templar Archives as well, so we'll probably see some High Templar 4, like these humongous amounts of Mutalisks swinging around the map, as well as the large amount of Zerglings that are on the map as well. We have Spore Crawler, level 1 melee going down, and oh, it looks like we have a Baneling's Nest down. He's upgrading Baneling speed, so the typical Ling Bling Muta harassment and heavy. It's a heavy harassment style. Ling Bling Muta, because they're fast units, they can pop in and out. Mutalisks are a little expensive for how quickly they die, but if you can get behind the mineral line and avoid any attacks, or force the army back in the mineral line, you can swing in there with those Zerglings and Banelings to do a ton of economic damage. So looks like he's going to be doing a heavy style harass. Try to keep Liquid Huck contained in his base, keep him on 2 bases, while it looks like he's grabbing his 4th now that his 3rd is fully saturated, or at least pretty well saturated. He's not quite sure what's going on as far as tech goes, so I like this right here. Granted, this is also for air units, but doing that allows, having that Spore Crawler there next to those Spine Crawlers allows any stealth units to be seen, and there goes another Changeling, and killed off by them. So he's going to have a bunch of Stalkers running these away. A good Blink Micro to quickly kill off as many of those Zerglings as he can. Any free kills is good, especially since Blink is on a quick cooldown, and right now he doesn't have really anything else going on, especially the Mutalisks. They're kind of right back at the base, so he's safe right now. He does a Psy Storm being upgraded, which is not surprising since he does have the Templar Archives down. He is warping 2 more Stalkers, and he's got level 1 armor on the way as well. And we have level, is that 1 or 2? Level 2 air attack, yeah, because 1 was already on the way. 6 Banelings also, and we're swinging around these Mutalisks to do some more heavy harass. Another thing about this thing, as I stated earlier, it's heavy harass style, but it also allows, and I will be right back, my dogs are freaking out. I'm sorry about that. As I was saying, that these units in this Zergling Mutalisk compilation over here allows for very quick harass poking in and out, but allows for multi-pronged attacks. You can just quickly jump in on one side with your Mutalisk coming behind, again, forcing those units back, and then run in there with those Zerglings and Banelings and just do a ton of damage, break down a wall if that's what's in your way. Any kind of that. Multi-pronged attacks are so good, especially people who keep their units all balled up in one area. So he looks like he's got a huge Baneling army with Zerglings mixed in with a Mutalisk at the front of his door, getting ready to move out. I do like this Overseer here just to spot any cloaked units that try to sneak on in. But is he going to be able to stop this with all these Stalkers? Is he going to be able to do anything? Here we go. We're going to have a clash over here with the Zerglings trying to stop them, but that was great Blink Micro past them, backing up into a Stalkers, Zealots, and Sentry mix. These Banelings are trying to do damage, but they're just rolling into, just taking out one of those Stalkers, and are they going to be able to do anything right now? Let's find out. Good force fields by Huck here, and the Ling Bling Muta here are going to be pushed back to the creep. Going to force off what they can, moving on back, retreating to the creep a little bit safer, grabbing that Zelnaga Watchtower just to keep an eye on that army, moving on back with, he's also keeping that down to that 3rd. Now, I question this 3rd. What's going to be able to happen to this 3rd? This 3rd is a little in the open right now, and with such a mobile army that he's aware of, grabbing that 3rd in such an area where you can get attacked from 3 sides may not be the smartest decision, but we'll see how that works out for him. These Mutalisks are going to swing on in again. Nope, they're going to move on back. He is up here just kind of amassing a bunch of Stalkers, which is actually a good call. The only problem is those Banelings could quickly wipe them out. And now we have here a bunch of Mutalisks swinging on in to do some harassment. It looks like now they notice his army is out of place, and now they're going to be able to do much. They're going to go right for the cannons first, and there's a High Templar there, but he's quickly moving out of that storm. Is he going to be able to do any damage? He's got a bunch of probes. Is he got probes? I don't know. There we go. A little bit late reaction from Huck, losing a bunch of probes. All of his Mutalisks are very damaged, but they're not doing much, and he's doing a ton of damage to the probes. He's going to pull back now that last and secondary Psy Storm a little bit late is going to hit and kill off a few of them. He's going to roll his Zerglings and his Banelings all the way back to where his Mutas are and just kind of be safe again where he is and where he was. Now I'll be curious to see what he continues to do. Does he continue to keep doing harass? Is he gonna switch over to something like infestors, or maybe we'll see some sort of hive tech? But I'm pretty sure he's still on layer tech. If we swing back here, yeah, he is still on the layer tech. Is he gonna stick with this? It's an effective thing if he can keep Huck pinned. And he's going to come back in here and swing in here and do a bunch more damage, but those Blink Stalkers are going to quickly push in, but he's going to force the cancel on 3 of those, which is still going to set him back. Again, this 3rd expansion is so open now, and now that he did so much probe harassment over here, he is so far behind in that probe harassment, I might even choose to pull these back and move them back to your natural. Here we are now. The Zerg does know it's coming. Is he going to be ready for this attack? He has pulled back to his base.